Perfect. So you mentioned Edmonton was one of the places that you enjoyed. I mean, you enjoyed all the cities that you stopped in. What was it about Edmonton? I didn't really catch the last bit.
Actually, Calgary.
Calgary.
Yeah, but I mean, Edmonton was great too. The States was really awesome, and there's a lot of good fans out in Edmonton. So it's just there was a lot more people at the show.
And in terms of really get to meet some of your fans that you hadn't had a chance to meet yet, what was that like?
Oh, it was pretty awesome. I mean, I don't know. I've had just from putting the band together in general, right? We met Roman off the internet too, so it was a similar experience. Meeting someone you've spoken to for quite some time, and everyone was really cool, and a lot of them, most of them were like pretty much how I imagined them to be in real life, as I thought they would be.
Now, you guys sort of went through right after your tour, which was a great success. You lost one of your band members. I understand that. What was that like? I mean, how did that sort of happen? Was that sort of in a mutual agreement that Mr. Owen decided to leave, or?
Pretty much. Like, I guess it just wasn't really working. He had other kind of things that he wanted to do, and I don't know. So we just kind of talked about it and figured out it wasn't working for everybody. But we're all good friends now, and he's actually still playing guitar for us live while we're looking for a more permanent member.
So I guess you guys, like you just mentioned, you are looking for a more permanent solution. I guess then, was it strange because it was right after the tour that it just sort of happened? So it almost seemed, I mean, from a fan's perspective, it did happen quite quickly. So I mean, what was your mindset? What was the reaction like?
Well, I mean, that's the thing. He was actually like he had talked about quitting for months and months prior to that. So from our side, it wasn't a shock. It was the way it happened. It was because one moment he said, "Okay, I'm back in," and then he was kind of out, and then he started quitting again. But after looking back at it, it was kind of like, yeah, we both at both sides, like us, Jake, we kind of understood, like, this is what he wanted to do, right? He wanted to quit, so no ill will, and obviously helping us out, doing us huge favors, playing for us still. So we'll see what happens.
Now, in terms of moving forward, then, you guys have seemed to make the adjustment quite well. You did mention, obviously, you're looking for a permanent fourth member. Will you be looking for a permanent fourth member? I've heard rumors that you're coming out east sometime in September or your fall, hoping to look to. Will you be coming out with a fourth member, or will you just, if you can get out, you'll be coming out with a third member?
No, what's actually going to happen is we're looking for a fourth member. If we find someone in the next short while, we'll probably try to integrate him and get him out for the tour, but otherwise we're pretty sure Jake's coming with us.
Sounds good. Now, do you have a sort of a schedule as to where you want to come out in terms of out east?
Well, it's pretty much just tentative at this point, right? We don't have anything nailed down, but we have some ideas, and we're talking to bands and venues and stuff and trying to get something lined up.
September, so the idea right now.
That's what we're hoping for, yeah.
Now, is it harder now that you've lost a fourth member? I mean, you guys have gone through a lot of changes. When I talked to you guys last, I mean, you went from 3 to 4 to 3, losing a few members in the past, and now you lost another one. Is it tough sometimes to go through that?
It can be, but I mean, I think like the core, nucleus of the group. I mean, it was me and Brendan, and then me and Brendan and Roman, and Roman was with us when we made the first demos. But Brendan and I have pretty much always done the right. So yeah, it sucks losing a member. Jake contributed a lot, but whatever. We're doing fine. Like, it's the writing dynamic and all that hasn't really changed now.
Now, you do have an upcoming show, from my understanding. Talk about that show and what you're looking forward to about it.
Look forward to playing with new bands. There's bands that we haven't played with before. They tied. They got back together and they're playing this show. And then there's the Grand, and there's a couple guys from the Latency that are in that band now. So, and then there's Young Sparrows and Scissor Kick from Kelowna, who we played with on tour. So yeah, they're coming out playing Vancouver now. So yeah, it's gonna be awesome.
Now, you guys have gone through some challenges beforehand. What's sort of a challenge right now, aside from looking for a fourth member, that you guys are maybe you guys have overcome, or you guys are sort of going through at the moment?
Just, I guess, managing our time. We're all working full-time jobs, and we're also spending as much time as we can getting ready for, our TV and for the shows coming up, right? Like, I guess at this point, we all have to work to support what we're doing, but, and we'd like to, I don't know, just managing our time and making sure we have enough to do what needs to get done for the band. But, we're doing fine.
I'm going to ask a couple of quick questions from you off Twitter. I've asked a few people, or I've put it out there that people want to, they want to know some questions. So one question comes from, I'm not sure who this is, but anyway, they want to know if you've been signed with a label yet. I'm sure it's an answer that I already know the answer to, but I'll let you guys answer that.
No. Short answer, no. Long answer is, no. We're not really. Obviously, like, if something comes up, that's great, but at this point, we're just trying to focus on getting our use, and, if someone's interested in the future, that's great. But not right now.
How, another question off Twitter again, from the same person. They want to know, how long have you guys been together, and how did the name come about?
Well, Grant and I have been together for, several years.
And, yeah.
But, no, I don't know. Grant and I have been friends for a few years, and we decided like probably a year and a half, 2 years ago. And, I guess almost a year ago, we kind of recorded, a bit more than a year ago, we recorded the Speechless EP or whatever. And that's about around the same time we played Hollywood. So, about a year.
Here's an interesting question, which is, which band member is the one that runs late?
Well, it definitely was Jake.
Jake was pretty bad for being late, right? We just made sure that we picked him up or something, but even when you go to pick him up at his house, he would it'd still take about half an hour to come out. He'd send you a text at 6 o'clock, like, just putting on my shoes, and then he'd be out at 6:25, so.
But yeah, we're all pretty punctual guys, maybe once in a while, 10 minutes late, but,
yeah.
An interesting question here as well is, I guess one person wants to know, who do you fangirl over the most?
Each other?
That's an awkward question.
I get pretty
little
excited.
strange. That's why I asked it, because I thought it was interesting.
I can't really answer.
Yeah.
Fair enough. So this question is coming from myself, actually. Can we expect any more music out of you guys in the next little while?
Well, I mean, yeah. Hopefully, we're actually in the studio right now, doing pre-production with our producer. Just kind of, we've got a bunch of songs picked out, and we're just kind of tightening up the lyrics, and arranging and stuff. And we're going to start recording probably at the end of June.
Two songs that are quite popular. Well, all three of them are, but two songs that are quite popular with. Some of the more active Hollywood fans is Breakdown and Speechless. Talk about the inspiration for those two songs.
I guess just whatever life experiences and, I don't really know. I guess, Breakdown, just sort of something I was through a bit of a, darker time, and I kind of wrote it or rewrote it to kind of cheer ourselves up or something.
Yeah, and Speechless, I mean, I don't know, as probably, it's kind of it's a general feeling, right? But, I mean, as, guys in high school or whatever, right? Or girls, it was hard for us, to talk to girls, or whatever, right? I think a lot of people go through that emotion, you see someone that you really like, it's hard to, get the words out, right? So, that's basically what that's.
Fair enough. Now, sorry, it's a little hard for us to hear you right now at least on our end. I'm not sure how the listeners are able to hear it, but it's a little tough for us. So if the response is a little delayed on our end, it's because we're having a little bit of a hard time hearing you. Another quick question for you is sort of along the same lines, but other than personal experiences, do you find other things that sort of you get inspiration from when it comes to writing music?
I guess, I don't know, other music that we like, definitely, I don't know, it inspires us, what other people are doing, and I guess, music is sort of a bit of a discourse between artists. Someone else does something, and you think, oh, that's cool, and you kind of put your own spin on it. So there's that, I guess, but mainly just life experience.
All right.
Yes.
We're going to do a quick thing that we'd like to do here on Radio Nation. We like to do what's called the speed round. Andrew, do you want to talk about it?
Well, for the benefit of Halfway to Holly fans and for people that have never heard of the speed round before, this is the speed round where we throw a bunch of questions at you and just kind of see what happens. So if you're ready, we're ready, and we're going to lead off with the first question.
Did you say you're going to lead off with the first question?
We'll start off with the first question, which is, what is your favorite Disney movie?
All right, let's do it.
All right, what is your favorite Disney movie?
Lion King.
The Lion King.
What is your favorite car?
Camaro.
What year of the Camaro?
70 and a half.
All right. What is your favorite food?
Pizza.
Pizza.
When you guys aren't doing music or doing anything work-related, what are you guys doing when you hang out together?
Making out.
Sleeping.
Sleeping. That's all you guys do when you hang out together? You just sleep?
Sounds hot.
Well, yeah, sometimes other stuff happens, but...
Do you care to elaborate? Do you care to elaborate on that?
No.
Andrew said, our co-host Andrew here just said that sounds hot, so...
Yeah, it's private stuff that goes on.
Fair enough.
Fair enough. Okay, when you're not doing private stuff and you guys are hanging out individually, not together, what are you guys doing?
I don't know. We watched the playoffs together. Like, I mean, it was pretty short this year for hockey, but that's something we actually do together.
Yeah, I wanted to sort of touch on that. And Vancouver Canucks had a disappointing playoffs. What were your thoughts about the Canucks before they played LA?
My thoughts? I don't know. I mean, they just seem kind of disjointed all season. I think, last year the cup run, it takes a lot out of you, right? You got a short summer, not enough time to train. People were coming back from injury really late in the season, and it's just hard to get back into a groove, So I think next year they're going to be good.
Do the Canucks keep Luongo?
I think Tender is give us a great chance to win.
Would you want them to keep Luongo? A lot of people in Vancouver hate him or don't like him.
Well, I mean, to be fair, a lot of people in Vancouver don't really, I don't know, pay attention to it.
I can see where that's headed.
Like, the fact of the matter is, the goalie's just the last guy the puck goes by, and it's really easy to scapegoat Luongo. I think he's fucking good, or pretty good goaltender. So, I don't know, but I mean, Snyder's not bad either, right? So.
Couple more questions here, and then we're gonna wrap it up. So, two more questions. Say you committed a horrible crime and you were on death row. What would your last meal be?
Pizza.
What kind of pizza?
Any kind.
Any kind.
Any kind? No. I don't like black olives, so no black olives. No Greek pizza.
All right.
If I'm on death row, don't bring me Greek pizza.
I'll keep that in mind.
Thanks.
All right, and the final question for tonight is, as a band, where do you see yourselves headed in the next couple of months besides the upcoming tour, and what can your fans expect out of you guys in the next 5 to 6 months?
Well, I mean, hopefully in 6 months we'll have, I think we'll have EP release. Hopefully just a couple more tours. Maybe a music video.
Sounds
good. Anything else you guys want to add before we let you go tonight?
No, I just want to say thanks to you guys for having us on. It's been great. It's fun.
All right, and with that is Halfway to Hollywood. We're going to play their two songs, Breakdown and Speechless, so just give us a moment to cue that up. So we're going to take a quick musical break on here, and then we're going to play Speechless and Breakdown. I'm your host, Nicholas Pescod, with Andrew Phillips, and that was Halfway to Hollywood on Radio Nation.